A recording to show how to do the approval of timesheets in Shiftcare. The first thing we need to do is go to reports. I normally do these on a Monday and a Thursday. Can be done during the week as well, just to keep up with the approval of them, but that's usually done when I combine it with the invoicing as well. So click on timesheet version 2 there. And we're going to come over here and put in a custom date, and I will do from last Friday to yesterday. Now I don't want to do today because it's only halfway through today, and there'll be a lot of shifts on today that have not yet finished, so they'll be showing as incomplete. So I just want to do the bracket that I'm up to, and in the calendar or the scheduler area you can see what's been billed up to there. So after clicking that, I can now see that the ones that are green ticked are completed and all those shifts went ahead. The ones that aren't need some assistance. So we click into Brenda here, and this one hasn't been touched. There's nothing there except this little note. Hi Mel, it appears I forgot to clock in for Shireen's shift today. Shift was 1 to 3 and went ahead as scheduled. Perfect. So I'm going to edit that, and I'm going to type, or you can click from, there's the option there, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Submit and approve. Alright, this one was simply outside of the 15 minutes there. So I do bring them back to exactly what they were, because sometimes it does show it as 2.32 instead of just nice and clean 2.25, 2.5. So if I want that, then I need to bring it back to the exact time slots, or I can bring it back to the 15-minute segments as well. Alright, so that looks good. Approve that. No other notes in here. So let's go back out to the timesheet report and go to the next number. Joanne's, she's needing them all to be approved. They've all been done. So we've got this one started half an hour late and finished 15 minutes late. So I'm going to assume all went ahead as planned, as I can't see any notes. So I can actually click in and just change those over to 8 to 10:30 and submit and approve that one. This one is simply started earlier and finished earlier. So we just fix that one and approve that. And again, we would do the same here, even though I can see that she's finished half an hour later. With some people I would question why they stayed so late. With Joanne, I know that she does stay later at Mum's to play cards, but she does it on her own time unless she's notified someone about that. And because she hasn't notified us, I'm going to bring it back to what it should be and prove it. Come back out again. Let's go into Kate. Kate has a 10 past 10 to 106, so that would just be a normal fix, which I'll just leave for now and check if there's any others abnormal. So here we go. John McQuinn. Started John's later, is short staffed today. I was in Bacchus Marsh this morning, did some ironing, and he didn't need anything else done, so I spoke to Janine and she was happy for me to leave. So it was a 12 to 2:30 shift, and she finished at 2:15, but she still gets the extra hour for the rest of the time after that, so we would still bring that back to a normal shift for her, because, actually she started an hour late and only did 45 minutes. So this would be one to check with the boss, but I would suggest that it is a 1 o'clock to 2:30, because she stayed for the rest of her shift. And if that's the case, then I would actually alter this. If we were only going to charge John for the 1 o'clock to 2:30, I would alter this to 1 o'clock as well, and then I would tick update shift time. So he would now get charged the 1 to 2:30, and she would get paid for the 1 to 2:30. However, in this case, I do believe it will be charging him for the full amount. So I will cancel that. And I'm just going to leave it and check what you want to do with what Melissa would do with that one. This one is a 2:30 to 4:30, but Margaret is in hospital again, unable to do for her today. Found out from John when I arrived and let Janine know. So she didn't show up. It's a 2-hour shift, so the 2-hour shift would go ahead and be paid for regardless. So submit and approve that one. And this one is, got a phone call this morning that Margaret had cancelled, and that was 1 o'clock. So this one we would still also charge 1 to 4, but we would only pay 1, 2, 3 for 2 hours that they get paid because the shift was cancelled. So I'll just leave those and jump into this one. And this little note here says babysitting finished early. So because it was 4 to 10:30, I believe Narelle would only want it to go to when it actually finished. So I would change that and that so they equal the same, and I would click that to make sure they get paid. Sorry, they get charged that and Narelle gets paid that. And submit and approve. And that's pretty much what you do. There is a second page, so you do need to go to the second page and check anyone on there. So Sue would need to be checked, and hers simply a 9:30 to 11:30, or that will need to be fixed. And then on Monday, Andrew and Sam were both not clocked, but I did receive a separate message from Sue about those. So do have to check your private messages if you got sent any information about why they didn't clock on or off. And then that's pretty much how you check the timesheets. From there, we would then generate the invoices, which you can find in another video. And that's all for today.